Okay guys, you're welcome to today's class. Now today we'll be looking at intonation. Intonation, okay? What is intonation? Have you heard of the word intonation before? I guess you have. So intonation is the rise and the fall of the pitch in English utterances. When you're speaking, the rise and the fall of your tone, the tone of your voice, that's intonation. All right, so let's write it down. Okay, like I said, intonation is the rise and the fall of the pitch in English utterances. We have rising information and falling intonation. From the definition, you should know there are two types of intonation: the rising and the falling. Okay, so how do you know when to use the rising intonation? How? Okay, when you are asking a polar question. Have you heard of the word polar? A polar question is a question which requires a yes and a no answer. That is a polar question. So when asking a polar question, a yes or a no, that requires a yes or a no answer, you use what? Rising intonation. Let's use this arrow to indicate when to use a rising intonation. And when you are making a list, when making a list, not the final list, just the list, but not the final list, okay? You make your list using a rising intonation. However, the final list have to be on a falling intonation. We'll get to that. Okay, so where else can we use the rising intonation? When making a simple request, a polite request. Polite request. Use what? A rising intonation. So these are all for rising intonation, right? Remember, we are using this arrow to indicate a rising intonation. Let's look at the falling. Before we go to the falling, let's hear some examples. Yes or no. Questions with a yes or no answer. Are you okay? Either you say yes or you say no. Are you having fun? Is either a yes or a no answer. Okay, so when you're asking questions with a yes or a no answer, remember, use a rising intonation. Is that your house? Is this your pen? Can you see how the voice goes? The tone is rising. Okay, when you're making a list, now look at this. I bought an egg, a pen, a book, and a hen. Falling intonation. So I said, when you are making a list, the first part of the list has to be on a rising intonation, but the final list, the final item on the list must be on a falling intonation. Okay, so let's look at the falling intonation. When do we use a falling tone? The falling intonation. How do we know when to use the falling intonation? When you're making a statement. When you're making a statement like today, what day is it today? It could be any day. Today is wonderful. Now today is wonderful. Today is wonderful. Today is great. Falling intonation. When you're given a command, use it in statements, commands. Like, shut the door, sit down, get up, not get up, sit down, shut the door. No, that's a sing song. Okay. However, when you're making statements, it should be on a falling intonation when you're given a command. When you're asking questions that begin with WH, when asking WH questions, WH questions, like what, using what, when, who, they all start with WH. Those questions, you ask them on a falling tone, falling intonation. What is your name? What are you doing? Where are you? Where are we? Who are you? They all have WH questions. You ask them on a falling intonation. I believe you've enjoyed this class, this topic, intonation. It's very brief, it's very simple, and it's very interesting. Now we'll be looking at syllabification. Have you heard the word syllable before? I know you have. What is a syllable? Before I tell you what it means, have you come across a very ambiguous word, a very big word, and you found it difficult to pronounce? You felt, oh, this word is so ambiguous, I can't even pronounce it, I can't spell it. I'll give you a trick. It's called syllabification. What is syllabification? It has to do with breaking a word into syllables. Okay? Breaking words into syllables. You count the number of words that made up that ambiguous word. Those are called syllables. Now, what is a syllable? Like I said, syllabification means breaking words into different parts called syllable. Now, what is a syllable? A syllable is a unit of speech that makes a word or parts of a word which must have a vowel sound. Every word contains a vowel sound. So a syllable is a unit of speech. It could be a very big word or just a word which must have a vowel sound. Now we have monosyllabic words. Monosyllabic words are just one word. It's just a word. A word. Cat, mat, bat. If you count it, it's just one sound you will hear. Mat. Now bisyllabic words are words broken down into two parts. Two parts. It goes on and on and on. Down here I wrote it out. You have cat, one syllable word. Beyond, two syllable words. Bicycle. Do you remember my name? Miracle. It's a three syllabic word. Education. Can you count it with your fingers? Education. How many syllabic words? Yes, 4. And it goes on and on and on. So whenever you come across a very ambiguous word, break it into parts. Believe you me, you can pronounce it as well as spell it. Okay, that is it for syllabification. Did you understand what we just learned? Can we go over it? If you don't understand, just play this video again, go over it again, and believe you me, you will understand it better. You can also task yourselves at home. Give enough further examples here for one syllable words, two syllable words, three syllabic words, and 4 syllabic. You could also try 5, 6, 7, and 8. Go through your dictionary, look up some words there, and count how many syllables are contained in those words. And believe me, I'll see you in the next class.